The influence on Twitter or the numbers on Twitter doesn't really translate into impact or getting results.
Fix the country, the hashtag came at a point where I was questioning the system. I came out of school with people that were very intelligent, had better grades than me, and they were struggling to find jobs. Those that followed me when I was doing the banter and sports, some disagreed, some thought I was being too political. Now they started asking the right questions like, why are our roads not being fixed? Why are people not getting jobs after school? You find people in lecture halls sending me pictures that our lecturer is using you as a case study. People were writing exams on Fix the Country.
What were some of the questions you had? And did we get the answers to those questions?
My concern was, this guy had first class. Why is he not getting a job right after school? Why are there no beds in the hospital? I wasn't really a political person before Fix the Country. It was out of frustration and out of questioning the system. There were a lot of diluting messages in the conversation, like you've been paid to push the hashtag.
So those things were not real?
They were not real. It got to a point I was more of like a person on an island. I was fighting for like clean water, clean this. And then I come online, I'm like, these are genuine causes that people have to support irrespective of your party. Then you come online and there are people dragging you and people are insulting you. Even the people that were being affected were questioning your intelligence and why you should be the one starting those movements. I was dropped for most of the campaigns I was on.
That's serious.
Fix the Country was like 2021 and it's 2026. I've been in like around that circle, diplomacy, governance, politics for some close to 4 or 5 years now. At least I know my ins and ways and outs out of that. I know some conversations I can have. I know some people that are influential and have voices in some areas that I'll need when I'm speaking on a subject, when I need them for interviews and all that kind of stuff. I know some policies and why they affect us. So I think I've learned along the line. So if I was waiting for someone to, like people to be like, oh, okay, now you can go into politics or you can go into diplomacy or governance or social issues, I think I'll now be starting, but now I started before them and now it's like they are now catching up. Some people still put me in that box, like 2019, 2018, Kalyjay, that's all banter. They don't see beyond that there's growth. And to me, I understand it's social media, so.
The influence on Twitter or the numbers on Twitter doesn't really translate into, should I say, impact or getting results?
Yeah, to me it is. And I believe X is the most powerful platform on social media platform there. I saw how Twitter was before Fix the Country, and I saw how Twitter has been after Fix the Country. Bro, before Fix the Country, it was just random people ranting about governance and the system and all. And me, I didn't even care about governance and system because I was just catching cruise on social media, making fun and getting my numbers and working with brands. At a point, I was working almost every major brand in Ghana. But then with Fix the Country, it changed a lot of things for me personally. Fix the Country, the hashtag came at a point where I was questioning the system. I came out of school with people that were very intelligent, who had better grades than me, and they were struggling to find jobs. So Fix the Country hashtag was more of like me questioning the system. I had no idea about governance or constitution or this. I was questioning the system. It went viral. It went viral. Oliver Baker and a group of people, including me and Snake Kanyami and others, made a movement out of it with Oliver leading and becoming the face of it. And I was happy to step back because I had no idea about governance. But I was so happy to be part of the process because I was ranting. And now for someone to be able to take it from just a hashtag into a movement, I was very happy. So now it started, we jumped on a hashtag, it became a movement. People are calling for reforms. And now the youth, those that followed me when I was doing the banter and sports, some disagreed, some thought I was being too political. But then a majority of them understood where I was coming from because now they started asking the right questions like, why are our roads not being fixed? Why are people not getting jobs after school? So now instead of people just posting out random tweets, ranting, now there was more of like a collective voice. And it led to a couple of demonstrations and a lot of demonstrations in the past years. And even till now, people hold our leaders accountable. Even if there are situations where I don't even have to tweet for our leaders or for the youth to rise up and hold their leaders accountable. And it's so beautiful because before Fix the Country, there were barely stuff or hashtags questioning authority. And now after Fix the Country, you find reduce data prices now, reduce rent prices now, so many hashtags in their system, and it works. And I believe it has made a great impact. A lot of people might not admit it, publicly. But then I know, because I've even back in when I started Fix the Country, I was, I think, right after school. And I keep getting messages. You find people in lecture halls sending me pictures that our lecturer is using you as a case study. Our lecturer is using the Fix the Country hashtag. People were writing exams on Fix the Country. That was great impact. I don't think any social media influencer has gotten to that level, like when it comes to impacts or like causing a social change. The whole country was at a standstill at a point, discussing fix the country, fix yourself. I don't think in the history of digital media in this space, in this country, have we ever gotten to that point. And I think it has shaped how a lot of us think. There are people critiquing government policies. You find people questioning political leaders on their statements they've made. And it's so beautiful to see. And I think I always credit that to Fix the Country.
When you were talking, this popular sound came, any first or any trend or something like that. Interesting. I have a lot of questions.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot. Let's go to Fix the Country.
Okay.
Right. You started a movement and you mentioned that there were a lot of questions or things that needed to be answered, right?
Yeah.
And it was as a result of you finished school, you realized that your mates were intelligent and that you had the opportunity to make money from media and all that, but they didn't and all that. The questions, what were some of the questions you had? And did we get the answers to those questions during the time?
I don't think I really got answers to most of the questions. But I think my concern was, this guy had first class. Why is he not like getting a job right after school? This one is doing well. Why is he not getting employment here? Why are there no beds in the hospital? And these are questions I've been asking since 2021. We are in 2026, and it's still there. So we haven't really had solutions or answers to the questions, but the questions have been amplified over the period. Back then, it was just like singular voices, but now you find a majority of people questioning the system, fighting a system that they believe has to work for them. And I think, in as much as we didn't get direct answers, they are still like, we are finding a solution to it. So yeah, I think it had an impact. Yeah, it had a great impact. We are not getting our answers yet, but it has amplified a lot. And I think it's like one step towards the solution. So yeah.
I don't know if it was last year or last 2 years, I think on Twitter. And I'm bringing this up because I want answers for people that are wondering. Because, most times when these comes up, people talk about, pick your side and do this and do this, right? And I think there were a couple of tweets, I don't remember a lot of it, but there were a couple of tweets that were talking about how Fix the Country was political and beneficial to certain individuals and all that. How did that feel as someone that was involved in it so much?
So I think at a point it was disheartening because I just feel like people were not being honest with themselves. Those that followed me on socials and all always knew that I wasn't really a political person before Fix the Country. It was out of frustration and out of questioning the system that led to Fix the Country. I think for so many years, we were fighting out the system, trying to get the people out there to go and demonstrate and all, and it was very hectic. But then eventually, the voice and the message went out there. There was a more, how should I say, social media movement. But then it got to a point where people were now, there were lots of diluting messages in the conversation, like you've been paid to push the hashtag.
So those things were not real?
They were not real. Because as at the time I was doing Fix the Country, I wasn't aligned to any political party. The very first time I aligned myself to a political party was the previous elections. Yeah. That was when I aligned myself to a political party. But prior to that, it has always been working for Ghana, making sure the systems are built. But then I feel like people don't really follow timelines. So they are more like, because now you're aligned to the NDC or the current government, then you were part, or you were being you were politically influenced to start Fix the Country. And to me, Fix the Country is a message that it can go on forever because the country always needs fixing. It doesn't matter if it's NPP or NDC. If I started Fix the Country and let's say I was even a strong NDC person, a card-bearing member of the NDC or something, it doesn't take away the message. And I don't think I've always been making it clear to people that as the time I was in Fix the Country, I wasn't aligned to the party. But now I am aligned to NDC publicly. It doesn't mean the Fix the Country message was wrong, right? It's for a good cause. And if right now someone is supposed to start a hashtag Fix the Country, I will always support, because it is the same message, it is the same consensus, and it is for a better country. To me, if the country is working good, it goes to the benefit of us all. It doesn't matter if it's NPP or NDC. I think that's the same thing happening with the Stop Galamsey demonstration. People said, oh, you've been paid by the NDC to organize Stop Galamsey demonstration. And I've always been on the stance. And you can go through all my tweets and my posts. I've not stand anywhere to go against the fight against Galamsey. I've always been in support of it. It doesn't matter if it's NPP or NDC. I think the Fix the Country, the Stop Galamsey demonstration that we organized, one of the interviews I mentioned that the Stop Galamsey goes beyond NPP and NDC. We are fighting for clean water for Ghanaian citizens. Yeah. And that message hasn't changed. I still stick by it, because if the waters are clean, it's to the benefit of Ghanaians. And to me, even aligning with the NDC as of now, it's even a good opportunity to push for these things, because it goes to the credit of the NDC. That's how I see it. If it's like, now that I'm politically aligned, like, oh, at the end of the day, you say, who stopped Galamsey? It is the current government. It goes in the favor of the NDC. So to me, such conversations, people try to politicize them to score points. Like, why are you not using the hashtag? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing this? You did this under this previous government. Why are you not doing this? Bro, I have always been in support of Fix the Country, Free the Citizens, Stop Galamsey. These are messages that are genuine, and these are messages that won't change irrespective of the government in power. And that is what I feel like people should take away their political lenses and understand that if NDC is not in power, I will still support Fix the Country, Free the Citizens, Stop Galamsey. If NDC is in power, I'll still support them. So I don't really see, I've seen those whole conversation on socials, and I just choose to ignore it.
Can I be the devil's advocate?
Yeah, why not?
I think it would have been easier if we were what they call neutral.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The reason I'm saying that is, it's fine to be political. Yeah. It's absolutely, like, we interviewed one governance expert last week, and he was saying that two people cannot have the same opinion. Yeah. So it's fine to pick sides, right? But then I'm just thinking, as someone and what you were trying to do, wouldn't it have been easier to just be
a neutral? Yeah, I think so. But then at a point when I was very neutral, I realized how should I say? I realized that it was very difficult to push out my opinions and stuff. It got to a point I was more of like a person on an island. Right. And I was fighting for like clean water, clean this. And then I come online, I'm like, these are genuine causes that people have to support irrespective of your party. And then you come online, and there are people dragging you, and people are insulting you, and people are questioning you. Even the people that were being affected were questioning your intelligence and why you should be the one starting those movements. And it was very scary, and it was very disappointing. And it got to a point, I'm like, because as at the time I was doing Fix the Country, I was working with almost every major brand in Ghana you can think of. Because brands have like numbers. You're getting 1,000 followers, you're getting 3,000 followers a day, 3,000 likes, 4,000 likes a day. Brands like the visibility, they like the awareness, they like the conversion rate and all those things. But then once I publicly started the Fix the Country stuff, I lost a lot of brand deals. I went into rooms, had discussions, and then when I got back, people were like, "Oh, he's doing Fix the Country. It doesn't the government will look like we are supporting him against the government. We have to drop him." I was dropped for most of the campaigns I was on.
That's serious.
And this was me, and then all the influencers I started with, people started with making like big money, big stuff, and this was just me championing a cause. And I come online, and the youth are also dragging me, questioning my intelligence. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? You are not too smart to start Fix the Country. Yeah. I mean, you're not even intelligent. The guy doing that is not intelligent. And then I go into these rooms for brand gigs, and they'll be like, "Oh, we can't really align our brand with yours. You see, you're more like an advocate, an activist. It doesn't really align with our brand. We have to drop you. I was losing money. I was fighting for a cause that the people I was fighting for were fighting against me. And as at the time before Fix the Country, bro, I was making money. I bought my first car from Twitter money, just Twitter, not other.
Let me download Twitter.
So I was making crazy money, and now I'm fighting for a genuine cause that I thought, oh, everybody will be. And now it has been, you are not intelligent, you are not this. So it got to a point, I started making friends online, and the friends I made all happened to be people that were in the NDC. There were people that were aligned to the NDC, and there were the guys that were, how should I say, telling me the ins and outs of politics. And I think they tried pushing me for several years, saying, oh, come and join the party. I'm like, bro, I'm not interested in politics and all that. And as I mentioned earlier, I had no interest in governance and politics and diplomacy and all those stuff. But along the line, when Fix the Country started, now there's more of like a clear line.
Yeah.
And those were the times I was tweeting, oh, the two parties are the same. And now I started making friends in the NDC because when I tweeted and, like I say, people of the previous government came attacking me, the neutrals and then those I was speaking for all folded their arms and were watching. And I was in the middle, taking all the strays. And after all those sacrifices, there were people that were still questioning me, like, and then the only people that were supporting me were the people from the NDC. Obviously, it was benefiting them because I was bashing the ruling government. Yeah. But then I felt like they were the ones that were standing by me as at that point. So I made friends with them. In the end, I had to align with them because I started falling in love with their policies and their solutions to some of the problems I was raising. Like on my platform, one of the predominant things that I get is jobs. So if a president is coming and saying, oh, I'm coming to bring the 24-hour economy to reduce unemployment, it's something I will embrace. If I started a demonstration against Galamsey, let's stop Galamsey, and then the president says, when I come, one of the first things I'm going to do is repeal the LI that allows people to mine in water bodies and the forest. It's something I will embrace. And I had to align with them because I started believing in the policies and the leader. Because I looked at the two opposition people vying for the position, and I went for the one that was more competent. So at a point, I had to align. Do you get my point? So it wasn't a bigger picture. If I was, let's say, I had like the full support of everybody, which was not going to happen. I don't think being a neutral or aligned to a political party would have changed anything to me. So yeah.
On the topic of mental health, how was it like going into rooms, losing jobs, coming online, and the people you are trying to help bashing you?
The mental health part was crazy because I usually don't let these things get to me because, as I said, I was doing proper banter. If you're on X for some time, you know that the most toxic part of social media or on X is not even about politics. It's FT, football Twitter. Mm-hmm. Football Twitter is so toxic. So I grew a tough skin there before coming into this politics and democracy. So I was like, it wasn't really bothering me. The only part that was bothering me was the part where I think during the Fix the Country period, one of the activists in Takra, the Kaka, I think that was the name, he was killed. And it raised concerns about my safety, especially to my family. My mom was calling me, you have to step away from this. I'm like, wow, I've come too far to step away from this. So I think the very first demonstration, I didn't attend. The very first Fix the Country demonstration, I didn't attend because my family they were calling me, stay at home. Someone just died because of this, and you are not even getting anything out of this. Why are you doing this? I was like, bro. But then after the demonstration, the very first one that I didn't attend, I was like, I have to make a point to. I've started something. I can't just walk away from it. It is now part of me. No matter where I go, I'll always be associated with it. I can't shy away from it. I have to embrace it and embrace it fully. And I think that's what I've done. So for mental health, it was annoying, but I wasn't really sad or something, but sometimes it was really annoying because because I was making money, bro. I was making crazy money before Fix the Country. I say crazy money, I made crazy money of socials and people that I was working with almost every major brand because once a brand comes to the country or you go to an agency, they're like, oh, we need influencers. Who should we pick at X? If you go to X, it's Kalyjay that will come first.